You've been rolling around, shouldn't roll it up. Let her roll it up. Break it down like a punch, she would never us. She would never us. That's the real on the real, are you serious? How you feel, how you feel? Used to trip off that shit I was kicking to you. Had some fun on the round, I'll give it to you. But baby,
what is the most pettiest thing you've taken from your ex after y'all break up? I'll go first. So after one of my exes I was with for many, many years woke up and decided she wanted a man, because that was the Lord's way, I took every sex toy she had. Now, before she met me, she had her own little dildo. I took that motherfucker too, okay? I took all that shit. All of that shit. Because you want to break my heart and shit. I'm taking all of that. So, speed it up. She called me one day and she was like, hey, do you happen to have one of my dildos? I'm like, yeah. She's like, can I have it back? I'm like, no. She's like, why? Why are you being petty? Why do you need it? You with a man now. So what he got in his pants is real. What you need this fake dildo for? And then she got real quiet. Then it hit me. His dick little. Long story short, I ain't give the shit back. Cause that's what you get. Since you want to leave me for a man, now you got one with a little shrimp. God don't like ugly. The most pettiest thing you've taken from your ex after y'all break up?
I guess things really are changing, huh? But not for you.
What's the most pettiest thing you've taken from your ex after y'all break up?
Well, I try not to be too petty. I was married for a very long time, and he cheated on me with his sister's best friend, and I walked away, let him have everything, because that's how much I tried to avoid conflict at all costs. But when I was in my early 20s, I did date a guy for a hot little minute, and I worked 2 jobs. I worked at the sheriff's department, and on my days off, I worked as a manager of a medical office. And so I paid for everything. If it was inside the house, I owned it, I paid for it, it was mine. We were not married. So what happened was, when he decided he was going to get verbally and tried to do one of these on me one day, he went to work the next day, and I chose not to go to work that day. And I literally I emptied the entire house because it was all mine, even his clothes. I left him no clothes. But what I really did was I took all his shoes that he had, I took all the right ones. We split custody. I left him all the left ones so that he couldn't even put a pair of shoes together to make one set of shoes. I took all the right shoes so he could just hobble along. That's about as petty as I've gotten.
What's the most pettiest thing you've taken from your ex after y'all break up? I'll go first.
Alright, we back with part 2. Long story short, found out my ex was cheating. Told me that the girl's about 2 or 3 months pregnant and she wasn't going to get an abortion. So he went on vacation, took his apartment, kicked him out, broke out with him. Cool. So now boom, he's blowing up my phone, right? Calling me 100 times per hour. I was ignorant at first, but it got annoying, so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just answer how much time I need space. That was cool. So of course he still texts me every day, but just not as much. So now 5 days passed and I'm thinking about actually getting in contact with him. And let me tell you how God works in mysterious ways. I told myself I'm gonna call him when I get out the shower and tell him to come over so we could talk. I was in the shower, my doorbell rang. Guess who was at the motherfucking door? The girl he got pregnant was standing at my doorstep with a baby and her luggage, asking for my ex. So when I'm like, who are you? She's like, hi, is D home? I'm like, he doesn't currently live here. But who are you? She like, hi, my name is Shantae, and this is his baby, and he told me I can move in. So she like, you must be his sister that moved in from out of town, that's staying here for spring break. I'm like, no, I was his girlfriend to just keep them out this apartment. Back for part 3.
What's the most pettiest thing you've taken from your ex after y'all break up? I'll go first.
Kia ora, TikTok. So much. Heat pump controller, TV remote, peanut butter, watch batteries. Left the watch because I thought, ain't no time like the motherfucker present. Fuck yeah.
What's the most pettiest thing you've taken from your ex after y'all break up?
When I was in college, this guy and I broke up, and on my way out, I took his spare car key that he kept hidden inside of his wheel well. Well, then for the rest of the year, anytime I would see his car on campus, I would move it. Spots in the lot. I would just move it to random places. And then one day I was feeling extra petty, so I parked it in the dean's parking spot, and he ended up getting a $500 ticket.
The most pettiest thing you've taken from your ex after y'all break up? I'll go first.
Many years ago, just a few days before Christmas, My ex informed me that he was no longer happy. He was seeing someone else, and he just wanted to move on with his life. And he suggested that I move out after the holidays because, it was his house. I understood that. I left that same day. I called my sister. She brought a U-Haul, and we got my stuff out of there. But when I say my stuff, I meant my stuff. I took everything. He had nothing when I got there. I left him with nothing. And to top it off, I took the damn Christmas tree. Yes, I did. Tied it to the top of my car, ornaments and all. I was riding down the highway, ornaments falling off. I felt like the Grinch. It was exhilarating. Ho, 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 you mother... I can't say that.
What's the most pettiest thing you've taken from your ex after y'all break up?
I think I win this one. So at the time I was living with my girlfriend, she wanted to break up with me. And she was going on a trip with her friends. I want all your things out of this place by the time I get back. And I was like, are you sure? No changing her mind. I don't know if she forgot, but she didn't have a lot of things before I moved in. So I took everything that was mine. The bed, the bed frame, the dressers, my clothes, the clothes that I gave her, the clothes that I let her borrow, the nightstand, the TV stand, the dishes, the utensils, toaster, microwave, food in the fridge, mugs, the couches, the coffee table, the kitchen chairs, the toilet seat, shower curtain, the shower head, the washer, the dryer, the trash can, and took the pictures out of the picture frame. So by the time my friends and family helped me pack up, the place looked like it was ready for new tenants. Waited a few days for her to get back from her trip. Then I messaged her saying, hey, I heard that you might need a couch. I got one if you want to buy it from me. I regret nothing.
What's the most pettiest thing you've taken from your ex after y'all break up?
So the day after I had found out that the guy I was with was cheating, I decided to make breakfast. I made waffles and poured a whole bottle of Miralax into the waffle mix. And he was up playing video games, and so I handed him the waffles, like, here you go, good morning. So after handing him his waffles, I turned off his water in his apartment. At least in the bathroom. And I took all the toilet paper.
What's the most pettiest thing you've taken from your ex after y'all break up? I'll go first.
I done told y'all multiple times, stop fucking with people that work in the funeral home. I just don't get it. Long story short, I found out that my ex cheated on me, fucked the girl raw, and got her pregnant. Then had the audacity to ask, can we fix the relationship? I done told that nigga, you're dead to me, and I meant that literally. So what I did was I went to my job, I made him a death certificate, and I pronounced him dead. So I ended up going to his landlord, presenting him with the death certificate, and putting my name on a lease, also getting the locks changed. So one day he came back from vacation and realized that he couldn't get back in his house. So I opened the door, told him that this was not my apartment, showed him my lease, and kicked him out. This man was yelling, screaming, begging me to let him back in. I gave him the key to the storage unit that I had stuff removed to, and I told him that this is where you now reside. Go live with the girl you cheated on me with. Go raise your family. Like, leave me alone. What the fuck?
What's the most pettiest thing you've taken from your ex after y'all break up?
Oh God, this is how I found out how petty my friends are, right? So a buddy of mine lived with his girlfriend, but his girlfriend cheated on him, right? So he called me and said, Jordan, I need you to take me to Joann's, the store. I was like, I didn't even know he knew what Joann's was. So we pulled up to a Joann's, right? He comes in, he gets a pair of scissors. I'm like, what are you going to do with that? He's like, just drive me back to the house. Get to the house. He cuts off all the hoods on all the hoodies in the house. And he was like, her ears will never be warm. She will only have sweatshirts. I'm like, that's evil. You know what I'm saying? Then he took all of her favorite cereals and moved all the boxes to the top shelves. Then he took a screwdriver and unscrewed the doorknobs just enough. If you turn them, they fall off. And then he took her shoelaces and then he siphoned only like $20 worth of gas from her car. He said, she's going to know the wrath of Daniel. I'm like, this is a lot. Jeez almighty.
What's the most pettiest thing you've taken from your ex after y'all break up?
Dude. So like a year after me and my ex broke up, he already had a new girlfriend. They were on a break. He invited me over just as friends. And all of her shit was still there. And I was like, hey, can I go through her stuff? And he was like, yeah, sure, go for it. And I found a jean jacket and I was like, this is a nice jean jacket. Does she wear it a lot? And he was like, yeah, she wears it a lot. like, that's her favorite jacket. And I said, I'm taking it. He was like, Amy, don't take it. I was like, no, I'm gonna take it. And then I had my photographer friend do a photo shoot with me, and we posted pictures. And I know she would stalk me. Don't come after me saying I'm mean. She was a whole ass weirdo. She would message me and my mom. She's a fucking creep. And I looked really good in that jacket.
This bitch gonna make me